now.
Obviously, a lot to talk about this morning with West Virginia Governor Jim Justice, the vaccine rollout, the transition, the attack on the Capitol, and more. Governor, it's good to have you back. Good morning.
Thank you guys for having me. I appreciate you.
I want to start with the vaccine because a lot's being written this morning about West Virginia. If I'm not mistaken, all of your first doses have either already been administered or assigned to a name. And a lot of people wonder if that's because of certain decisions you made about opting out of large federal contracts.
Well, if I could just tell you real quick, and this won't take but a second, but you know, West Virginia has been a model all the way through this. I mean, if you just think we were the first in the nation to test all the people in our nursing homes and our assisted living, we've kept the economics of the whole situation in the state going well and everything. We're first now to vaccinate all of our nursing home residents and staff, as well as our assisted living. And as we've gone forward now, we had to make a really big pivot and everything, a pivot away from really going with the Walgreens and the CVS to going with our National Guard and what we know we can get stuff in people's arms. You know, this is all about age and age and age. That's just all there is to it. And so if you can just imagine this little state with some really, really smart people and all the stuff that we're doing today, right as we speak today, we don't have, vaccines in a warehouse sitting on a shelf. We've got them in people's arms. And today we have 100% of the vaccines that we've received that are either in people's arms or have a name tagged to the vaccination that they're going to get, and they're going to get in the next couple of days. And so now what we need in West Virginia, we need more vaccines. And we stand ready to be able to help anybody in the nation and tell them, you know, the little secrets that we have and what we've been able to do to make this all happen here.
Yeah. CDC, I think, has now named West Virginia as the #1 state for administration per 100K population based on today's numbers. That's an achievement. Is it something that is specific to your state, Governor, or is it a model that you think other states might try to at least adjust and adopt?
Well, the whole secret to the whole thing is just this. And you know, and I said this to our National Guard, and I said this to our leading medical experts, but I said, you're about to get caught in something here, and you don't really know you're about to get caught. And what you're about to get caught in is just this. We're going to awaken to the fact that we are trying to develop a plan on how to give out the vaccines. And while we're developing a plan, people are dying. People are dying all over the place. And absolutely, so what do we really need to do? I hate to say it like this, but it's just as simple as just this. If I would say how many cows are out there in that field, count the egg-sucking cows, don't count the legs and divide by 4, just count the cows. And with all that being said, what we did is we reacted to the fact that we would have vaccines sitting on the shelf, and we reacted to the fact that age was driving this, and these were the people that are dying, and we really aggressively got after it and everything. And these great people in the state of West Virginia are making it happen.
Governor Justice, I love hearing that these vaccination rollouts in your state are going the way they are, and I hope other governors are listening to, I guess, your secrets and how you're making this happen as quickly as you are. I do want to shift gears a little bit, though. You are a Republican governor. You are a supporter and I believe a friend of President Trump. I just want to get your response on the record to some of the goings-on we've seen in the past several days, whether it is the riots in the Capitol building or whether it is the president's accounts being suspended indefinitely on many social media companies' platforms.
Well, let me say this first and foremost. I am a friend with the Trump family, and truly, I am more of a person that's respectful to the presidency of this great country. What happened with the attack on our Capitol, you know, with people that are just out of control, is despicable. That's all there is to it. There's no other way around it. I absolutely understand the frustrations of our president and all the 75 million people that supported him and everything. I understand that level of frustration. But absolutely, we have got to step back and take some deep breaths and realize that we're Americans first and foremost. We aren't Democrats and Republicans first and foremost. We're Americans. And for crying out loud, this makes us look terrible beyond belief. Now, you know, from our president's standpoint, I think what we should always do is be respectful of the job that he has done. He has done so many good things, but absolutely, where we're going here, anybody would have to say, we got off the rails, did we not? I mean, that's just all there is to it. We got way beyond the parameters that we should have been. And really, when it really comes right down to it, you know, I hope and pray that what we will do is Americans will step back and be Americans.
Governor Derek Evans is a Republican West Virginia state lawmaker who resigned after he was arrested after filming himself inside the Capitol last Wednesday. Do you think that those who have been arrested and will probably go to jail are going to serve as examples to those who might want to do something like this in the future? Well,
you know, a long time ago, and, you know, I've got white hair, so a long time ago, you know, there was a program, Laugh In. I think at the time they had a dumb bunny. Well, Delegate Evans is a dumb bunny. That's just all there is to it. To run up there and film yourself and go through all that and everything, I mean, that's nothing but a dumb bunny. And so from my standpoint, I don't know Delegate Evans, who's newly elected and everything. But from my standpoint, you know, if you're going to do that stuff, you know, really and truly, you ought to suffer the consequences.
Governor, President-elect Biden plans to lay out an economic agenda on Thursday. There's an expectation that there could be hundreds of billions more in stimulus proposed by him. What are the expectations, I guess, for you in terms of additional funding for your state? Where would you want it? What would you need, if you need?
Well, absolutely. You know, we're not immune to suffering through this pandemic. I mean, it was a cannonball to us like everybody else and everything. In fact, we even had to move, you know, the filing date for our income tax into another fiscal year. So it really doubled down for us. Now, we got through it, you know, and I am a real believer that you first and foremost got people out there that are really hurting. I mean, you know, if you just think about if you were sitting out there trying to pay your utility bill or car payment and you were unemployed because of this terrible pandemic, or a restaurant owner that absolutely, you know, has just been paralyzed, and on and on and on, there is an absolute mega need for the stimulus. Now, I've got to say this. I pleaded with our president and I pleaded with everybody that we just dinked around forever. And that's all there is to it with the stimulus package that just came out. It should have been out a long time ago. Had too many people out there really hurting, businesses and employees and people that were really suffering. So with all that being said, at the end of the day, you know, our state surely needs dollars as well. But with that, you know, we've got to be smart in how we appropriate certain things. But let me just end by just saying just this. The biggest thing that we can do in moving forward to stimulate our economy is not just jumpstart it with a few bucks a day. We've got to jumpstart our economy with a national infrastructure program. We absolutely can really jumpstart our economy with that. And I hope the Biden people listen to that and everything, and they move forward and everything. And I look forward to working with them because, you know, I'm first and foremost an American. I just want good stuff for our country, and that's the only reason I'm here.
Governor, we love hearing from you. And again, country's watching you and the effectiveness with which you're administering the vaccine. Thanks for the time, as always.
You guys always do great. Thank you.